Okay, this one here is the only one that I think I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for in the comments, but Sukuna 100% used the world cutting slash on Yuta. And yes, this one is personal. The reason people think it was an amp dismantle is because we only saw Sukuna fulfill 2 out of 3 of the requirements needed for world cutting slash on screen. He said the world cutting slash chant, he pointed his hand towards Yuta, but we did not see him make the Enmaten hand seal. Yes, he could have found a way to do it off screen, or right after he freed himself from Yuji and Rika's grip, but I will give it to you, from what we actually see, there is no way he made that hand sign, or even had the ability to make the hand sign on screen. However, I think the evidence for it being a world cutting slash is just way too overwhelming, and only a very strong agenda technique could delude people into thinking the author's intention was anything but a world cutting slash. The narrator says that Sukuna will have to make a desperate gamble and tank Jacob's ladder to use a world cutting slash, because regular attacks are not enough right now. And what's more, only Yuta got cut in half despite Yuji being right there next to him. And Rika was behind him too. Both of them were just taking shallow cuts. If it was just a chant that amped dismantle, then they all would have been hit with them too. What's even crazier is that when you actually do the maths, you'll realize an amp dismantle isn't even capable of doing anything close to that much damage. Because in that same chapter, Sukuna literally cleaved Yuta, like contact cleave Yuta directly on the face, and he only got a couple scratches. Sukuna's output was already so cooked to the point where Yuta could tank an attack that literally allows Sukuna to adjust his output based on his opponent's durability. Chanting does not recover lost output all the way back up to 100%, and then buff it even further. It just achieves a flat-out boost. Gojo and Utahime, doing full hand signs and chants for their respective techniques, brought them each to 120% output. Gojo's output was then given an additional plus 80% by Utahime's boosted technique, which is how he achieved a 200% hollow purple. What we can learn from this though is that a combination of hand signs and chants give you a roughly 20% boost. 20%! You guys are really gonna sit there and tell me Sukuna went from dealing paper cuts to Yuta with cleave to cutting him in half with a single dismantle just because he said a chant and increased his power by 20%. No, actually, let's be generous. Let's say 40%. How do you go from not even making it past the fatty tissue to literally bisecting a man equal in durability to Yuji and Ryu? The maths is not mathing. And that isn't even bringing up the themes and narrative intention of having Yuta been taken out with the same attack as his sensei, but then coming back later in his master's body and what that all represents. I'm getting way off topic. In conclusion, it was a world cutting slash, and yes, this one was most definitely personal for me.